Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Blessed J Language Academy. We started this channel so that we can learn the German language because this is what we are going to use to migrate to Germany. And I said we are going to start with the lowest level, which is level A1. And we said level A1 has got 65 lessons. We have done 6 lessons. And today we are going to move to the 7th lesson. I hope you are doing more practice. I hope you are practicing the 4 skills which are going to make you have that good language command. So we can start. Lektion 7. Once again, Lektion 7. That means lesson 7. Jemanden kennenlernen. Once again, jemanden kennenlernen. That is to say, getting to know each other. You can remember in the last lesson we learned about self-introduction, and today we are going to know how you can learn about the other person by asking questions. In language, there is the informal and formal way of answering or asking questions, and in the German language, it's not any different. We have seen that the informal mainly includes friends or family or people that you are acquainted with on day-to-day basis. And the formal way is official, mostly official, or people whom you do not know, or when you are in a new environment. This is what we call formal. So in our asking questions today, so that we can learn people, we are going to see the informal and the formal way. So we can see we have do and see. Whenever in the German language you see do, and this is just like saying you. When you see do, you know that is informal. When you see, you know it is formal. Do and see just simply means you, but one is informal and the other one is formal. I hope you get that. And now when you want to ask somebody their name in an informal way, you are going to ask, wie heißt du? Once again, wie heißt du? And the answer, you can remember that we learned this in lesson 6. Ich bin Jane. To ask in a formal way, probably in an office, when you meet strangers, you are going to ask, wie heißen Sie? Once again, wie heißen Sie? And you can remember how you learned to answer in the formal way. Mein Name is Jane. Once again, my name is Jane. You can remember that. Ask somebody about their last name. In an informal way, you are going to say, wie ist dein Familienname? Once again, wie ist dein Familienname? And if you want to ask them in a formal way, you are going to ask, wie ist Ihr Familienname? What is your last name? And you remember what we said, meine Familienname is Njoroge. You can replace the word Njoroge with your last name. And when you want to ask somebody where they come from, in an informal way, you are going to ask, woher kommst du? And you can now know that do is the informal and see is the formal. And when you want to ask in the formal way, you are going to ask, woher kommen Sie? Once again, woher kommen Sie? Where do you come from? And as we learned in our previous video, you are going to answer, ich komme aus Kenya. That is, if you come from Kenya like me, you can replace Kenya with your own country so that you can learn how to ask and even to answer this question. If you want to ask someone where they live in an informal way, that is do now, you are going to ask, wo wohnst du? Once again, wo wohnst du? And if it is a formal situation, you are going to ask, Wo wohnen Sie? Once again, Wo wohnen Sie? That is to ask, where do you live? And we learned how to answer this question. And we said if you live in Berlin, you are going to say, Ich wohne in Berlin. Once again, Ich wohne in Berlin. And now, when you want to know the age of the other person, in an informal way, you are going to ask, Wie alt bist du? Once again, Wie alt bist du? You can remember the V has got an F sound. And when you want to ask in a formal way, you are going to ask, Wie alt sind Sie? Wie alt sind Sie? How old are you? And you are going to answer, Ich bin 50 Jahre alt. That is my age. You can learn to say your age. You can learn to ask this question, and you can learn to answer it using your age. Wir sprechen sprichst du? Once again, wir sprechen sprichst du? And in a formal situation, wir sprechen Sie? That is to ask, which languages do you speak? We learned how to answer this question. You speak the German language and English, you are going to say, Ich spreche Deutsch und English. Once again, Ich spreche Deutsch und English. So now you can learn that spreche is speaking. And now when you want to know what people do for a living, in an informal way, you are going to ask, Was machst du beruflich? Was machst du beruflich? And if you want to ask in a formal way, you are going to ask, Was machen Sie beruflich? Once again, Was machen Sie beruflich? Once again, Was machen Sie beruflich? What do you do for a living? And remember what we said, how to answer this question. If you are a teacher like me, you are going to say, Ich bin Lehrerin. That is a female teacher. And now, when you want to know the hobbies of the other person, in an informal way, you are going to ask, Was sind deine Hobbys? Once again, Was sind deine Hobbys? And in a formal way, you are going to ask, Was sind ihre Hobbys? Once again, Was sind ihre Hobbys? And now, like we learned in the other lesson, if your hobbies are watching TV and listening to music, you are going to answer, Meine Hobbys sind Fernsehen und Musik hören. Once again, Meine Hobbys sind Fernsehen und Musik hören. That is, my hobbies are watching TV and listening to music. And now when it comes to the marital status, you would want to know whether somebody is married. When the situation is informal, you are going to ask, Bist du verheiratet? Once again, Bist du verheiratet? In a formal way, you are going to ask, Sind Sie verheiratet? Once again, Sind Sie verheiratet? That is to ask, are you married? And if you are married, you are going to answer, Ja, ich bin verheiratet. And if you are not married, you are going to say, Nein, ich bin nicht verheiratet. When it comes now to the number of children that one has, when you want to ask in an informal way, you are going to ask, Hast du Kinder? Once again, Hast du Kinder? And in a formal way, you are going to ask, Haben Sie Kinder? Once again, Haben Sie Kinder? That is to ask, do you have children? And if you have children, you are going to answer according to the number of children you have. Remember, we learned about numbers. You are going to answer according to the number of children you have. And if you have 3 children, you are going to answer, ja, ich habe 3 Kinder. Ich habe 3 Kinder. And if you have no children, you are going to answer, nein, ich habe keine Kinder. Continue doing more practice so that language is all about practice. Continue practicing so that you can have that good language command. You are going to start with the do questions, that is the informal way of asking question. Wie heißt du? Once again, wie heißt du? Wie heißt deine Familienname? Wie heißt deine Familienname? Woher kommst du? Wo wohnst du? Wie alt bist du? Welche Sprachen sprichst du? Was machst du beruflich? Was sind deine Hobbys? Bist du verheiratet? Hast du Kinder? Now to the formal way of asking these questions. Wie heißen Sie? Wie ist Ihr Familienname? Woher kommen Sie? Wo wohnen Sie? Wie heißen Sie? Welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? Was machen Sie beruflich? Was sind Ihre Hobbys? Sind Sie verheiratet? Haben Sie Kinder? Thank you very much for keeping it here. Thank you for continuing to subscribe in my channels. More practice that we may continue all the way until we finish level A1. Thank you and may God bless you.